Okay, good morning and welcome. And just to say, it is 6 days left, then it is my birthday. But unfortunately, I can't wait longer, and I feel the need to take up because it's wrecking my hair. But anyway, let me talk one stupid envy. Tongue, take it out. Let me talk about one specific event that happened in life. This one time, I'm in Centurion. I want to go to my mother's house. Nah. Get there, my sister showing tears and everything. And I'm like, okay, wait, what's going on here? And I'm like, where's mom? Where's mom? She's like, they came in. And I'm like, what? Why did you do? That's funny. But listen, three. And cigarettes. And she usually left her tea, coffee tea. So, I know. Very people mother always puts them in their place, and she's straightforward, where other people won't feel that it's right to tell you that, or they will lie to you to make you feel better. Not my mom. She will she will destroy you, and then she'll give you solutions to your problems. So at least she's destroying you in a good way, because she's destroying you and then she's giving you solutions. Okay, never mind that. We go to Central Police Station, and while we're driving to Central, I'm like, gee, this neighborhood looks terrible. I don't remember that looking like that terrible as a child, because, but anyway, um, I'm like, go to Central, they take forever to bring out my mom. I see some of the other guys smuggling things in for their people. So I thought, okay, wait, I'm not going to do it like that. That's the wrong way to do it. I'm going to ask at the front desk if I can give my mom some cigarettes, because I know she can go without anything, but not her cigarettes. It helps her for the stress, because now she's there in jail, and all of my siblings are left alone in a house, and all of them are on a substance, a hardcore substance. So, and now I have to lie to her during visiting hours and tell her, Mommy, your house is okay, and everything. And she's like, please, my baby, can you go and get the scooter's keys and things like that? While she's in jail, the effers stole that bloody scooter, and that scooter was brand new. Now you have to know, for someone that doesn't work, to save that type of money, doesn't matter how you got it, but for someone that doesn't work, it means a lot. And it was my scooter, and I gave it to her. And then the guy that got both of my sister's child pregnant, underage kids pregnant, I'm not going to mention his name, he stole the scooter, and then he came to our house and said that he will tell us where the scooter is. Eventually we got the scooter back, because it doesn't help going to the police. They are corrupt as fuck. And I went, and eventually I went back to my mother's house. I saw the chaos going on there, so I just left, because otherwise me and my brother would have swung fist, because he was being a total asshole. I was just following my mother's orders, and her order was to get that scooter's keys. And because he didn't listen and he didn't give me the keys, the scooter got stolen. You see, Mom knows best. But anyway, we go to court. Here comes the lady. What do you call those? I don't know a lot about court. My mom does because she was in court for fighting for her kids, which she won. She didn't even have a lawyer. She presented herself. And then the other time she was in court for not wearing a safety belt. And she won again. And then the other time she went to court because someone chippoed the electricity outside the house. Outside is a box, and the people there currently breaks that box and chippos things, and they accidentally chippoed the wrong house. They chippoed our house, so my mom went to jail for it. And then when she was in court, the judge apparently told her that she's too clever and she has to leave his court and go home. And then when she went out, she didn't have a car or anything by her to get home. And she cannot work because she's disabled. She had cancer in her um in her foot and things like that. So when she walks, it affects the foot, and her cancer can grow back because she had the nasty one. And anyway, she walked out of the court and she saw the bus, and she got on the bus and she said, well, when she got by the house, the bus stop is just at the back of our house. She just got off and the bus driver is like, but where's the money? And she's like, no, the government, the state came to pick me up at my house for no reason at all, something I didn't. So now I'm using their transport to get back home. So, and now, before that happened, I'm talking now about a specific time. I'm walking in the prosecutor's office and I'm asking her to please, my mom, I'm pleading with her. My mom is old and she's sick and she will not survive those awful, because I know I've been there. But that's another topic for another day. And it's like I'm talking to her and I'm asking her to plead with her, let my mom go. And she's like, you know what? I get the poverty and everything, but you have to talk to your mom so that she does or do something else for a living, because I don't want her to get runnings with the law again. And I'm like, what makes this woman think that my mother's ever gonna listen to me? And this woman is sitting here in her office, she's hearing the lies the policeman tells her, and she's believing it from corrupt policemen, because they are so many adults on that premises. And no mother is going to let her kids go to jail for something illegal. So she took the rap for them. And they were saying, yeah, that my mother was dealing in Daha or something like that. And apparently, with the law, you can have 1.5 for every adult. Now go and count all of those adults there. And then the police came, they took all of it, and they gave it to another lady up on the street, another Zulu lady, because I've witnessed it, that they dropped off the Zol that they took from my brothers off by Sylvia, and then they were like, which one of you are gonna go? Which one of you are gonna go? And then my mom said, okay, fuck this, I'll go. Because my brothers can't go to jail because they are on opiate, and a lot of times people die in jail because they just don't give a fuck. So my mom went, and this prosecutor actually told me in my face that don't let your mother get runnings with the law again. And I'm like, what the fuck is this woman threatening me now? Because Why don't you stop threatening people for things that are legal in South Africa, like Dagga, Zol, Majart, whatever you want to call it, and start looking into her corrupt system. Leave people alone and don't threaten people by saying if you're going to have run-ins with the law again. That I understood everything because she spoke nicely towards me the whole time. But when she said, "Don't let your mother get warnings," that was a threat. And you don't threaten me because I will never forget it. Rather, stop threatening people and go and check all of the people that works underneath you that are more corrupt than my mother could dream of being. And if I were you guys, I would seriously leave my family the fuck alone, because if we really want to, we can go to the media and make big shit for you guys. So leave us alone and we will leave you alone, because the shit I have on my memory card is more than enough to make a few police people lose their job. I'm serious. And I'm going to, if they keep on with my family and my mother, I'm going to start posting it. And I am not scared to die. I'll be the next Charlie Kirk. Because the truth needs to come out. And I told myself, dear God, please one day give me the opportunity so that I can tell people my story. But I want to be sober when I do this. And I want to show them the evidence that I gathered through all these years, so that people can see that everything in this planet Earth is, if you have money, you can do anything. If you don't even try. But let me tell you, with the truth and God on my side, I will win. I don't need money to win because I've got enough evidence. If you have the evidence and you have God by your side and you are sober, you can win it, because you know that what they did was wrong. The one time they stopped me and they took my car, they said, "I'm not allowed to drive my car because my license is not with me." And I said, "Okay." So this policeman wanted his lover to drive my car. And I said, "Okay, but does she have a license? And let she show me her license." And when he said, "No, her license is not with her," then I said, "Well, then no, she cannot drive my car. And I'm going to record this now." And while I was recording it, they grabbed the phone out of my hands and started getting aggressive, because that's how they are. And that's why I am personally going to study and get myself a gun. Because the law is like, when a police feels threatened, he can shoot. Well, when I feel threatened, I can shoot. Because I've seen too much. I was like, when I was 8 years old, police came to our house. We had police trouble for many years because they were so corrupt. They were mixed with the gangsters. And every time my brother had a fight with one of the gangsters, the police would come to our house and like throw pepper spray and stuff. And my mom was so mad because me and my mom and all of us were not involved. So why do they come there and throw our house with bricks and all of those things? And I was 8 years old. I was still a child with 2 babies in the house when they threw that pepper spray into the house. It was like a pepper gas bottle that it was just smoke. You couldn't even see where you were running. So yeah, I am onto them, and I do have a lot of evidence stacked away, and I am warning them now. If they don't leave me the fuck alone and do their jobs, then sorry, unfortunately, a lot of you are going to lose your jobs, because I've more than enough evidence. I even have a recording of where I bribed Wilderberg and Littleton. I bribed the women and the man, and I do have them also on my memory card, and I don't keep that memory card in my phone because of hacking purposes. and the police has the right to hack your phone and delete all your evidence that you have. So I do not keep my evidence in my phone. It's stashed, and they will not know where it's stashed because I go to a lot of hide houses. I don't stay at one house the whole time. So I have it stacked. The one time they caught me nearby the drug area, and I told her that I do have drugs on me, and so I actually paid her to let me go, and then the guy who I was currently living with was like keep on pressuring them to lock me up. So they took my money and still locked me up. They first told me, go and use the stuff so that you don't have anything on you. Now what she doesn't know is you can't just fucking use it. You have to make it first before you can inject it, before you can use it. It takes time. And if I have to do that, they will caught me in the act and they will have a reason to arrest me. So he was putting pressure on them to arrest me, while I, on the other hand, was paying them to let me go. And then eventually they listened to him and they arrested me. But that was pretty fucked up, because why do they arrest me alone? He was with me in the car. He should have been arrested as well, because he was the one supplying me. I didn't work. You see how unfair this fucking law is. Sorry for swearing like that, but it's just like when I think of it, my blood boils. But you guys, I will show those things to you as soon as I figured out and spoken to a lawyer first.